Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
A few moments later.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch
Make sure you like and subscribe for more great content like this. But guys, I would be very insensitive to say that this isn't unfortunate. There's a lot of people out here that are truly voting uninformed. If you haven't seen any of these clips, guys, go on TikTok right now and search up Latinos for Trump. But listen, I got more clips on here that are gonna absolutely blow your mind.
Welcome to today's segment of F Around and Find Out. I've shared with you guys that I live in a predominantly white, ultra-conservative community that most would consider Trump country. I also shared that many of my friends are business owners, mostly in the trades such as floor contractors, roofing contractors. However, the vast majority of their skilled labor are immigrants, undocumented immigrants on top of that. If you remember correctly, I previously shared that my friend had called and said that he didn't believe that Trump and immigration were going to deport the immigrants who were out here working hard and taking care of their families. He felt like that they were only going to deport the immigrants who were committing crimes. And I shared with him, this is why it's important that people actually do their homework. Don't just read headlines or just trust everything that Trump says. Trump loves to tell everybody that it's all fake news. We can trust no one but him. When in reality, if you let Trump control the narrative, you would believe that there are millions of undocumented immigrants in the United States of America that are out here committing crimes, violent crimes at that. When in reality, less than 5% of undocumented immigrants have committed crimes in the last 40 years, and less than 1% actually commit violent crimes. Anyway, my friend had a metal roof install that needed to get done. They needed to meet a deadline for a particular client. Unfortunately, when they got to the job site, none of their roof installers were actually there. Know why they weren't at the job site? Because they were being picked up by ICE at the gas station down the road where they go every morning to fuel up and get prepared for the day's work. So of course I asked him, what are you gonna do now? He's like, we have no idea. We're calling an emergency meeting now to see who we can hire to come do the job. I said, well, bud, I hate to tell you so, but the vast majority of people in our community think I'm some radical, woke, leftist, sheep, beta, soy boy. And the truth is, honestly, I don't even give a fuck anymore. I hope every last one of their businesses crumble to the ground. And I can promise you, the gringos in our communities aren't learning these skilled trades. Too many of them out there doing meth and fetty to even think about learning how to do any of these jobs. And my other friend said, you'd have to pay me $500 to $1,000 a day to do that job. I said, good luck with that. Y'all are officially effing around and finding out.
And to the Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope you never get to try this. This looks incredible. None for you. I hope that every time you go for your abuelita hot chocolate, it's out. I hope that you never get fresh mole again. I hope that you realize that la tóxica is you, or el tóxico. I hope that when you go home for Christmas, everybody calls you a tub of, or canto de. I hope that you're super conservative and then everyone in your family thinks you're... I hope that every time you try to pronounce this, everyone corrects you and says flake, not flay. I hope that your cilantro is always weird. I hope whoever helps you shop always picks the wrong avocados. I hope the panaderia has just always run out of pan dulce. I hope that every time you take a bite out of these kinds of chicharrones, you choke a little. I hope that every time you go to send a MoneyGram, the office is closed. But most importantly, I hope that you move to an area in America where they don't have any of these products available because you chose to liken yourself con los.
I've been joking around about Latinos for Trump over the past few days. It's been all fun and games, but a few of you have actually asked me to explain why Latinos would vote for Trump. And that's a really good question, and there's actually a lot of reasons, so it's time to get real about Latinos for Trump. Let's begin with the conversation of class. Wealthy people tend to lean more Republican because Republicans advocate for lower taxes for the rich. So wealthier Latinos lean more towards Donald Trump. The second reason would be internalized racism and internalized xenophobia, or otherwise known as the pick-me people. The people that say, my family came here the right way, it's not that hard, why can't people just follow the laws. We're not like them. We're different. Those are the people that want to be accepted by white Americans so bad that they will openly bash their community. There's a lot of those people, and those people also tend to lean towards Donald Trump. The third and the biggest reason why I believe there's a lot of Latinos that support Trump is because our community is incredibly conservative. The Catholic and Christian church have a lot of power within our community. Conservative views when it comes to women's health and the LGBTQIA tend to dominate our community. When you put all those things together, it's not that hard to understand why so many Latinos
60% of Latinos voted for Trump in this election. And to think that my vote was going towards protecting my people. The fact that I was absolutely horrified at the thought of Trump becoming president because of the effects that it will have on our people. I voted for those Latinos that don't have a voice in this country. For the Latinos that are the backbone of this country and don't receive shit. I voted for the Latinos that have been nothing but good people in this country, paying taxes and have no criminal records, only to find out that it's our own people turning against us. I am truly disgusted.
Jobs that Americans don't want to do. Does that worry you?
That wouldn't be fair. Of course, they need to make sure that they don't throw away, they don't kick out, they don't deport people that are family oriented.
Well, looks like Miami has entered the find out phase. So it's being reported, and I read an article in the Tallahassee Democrat that Miami-Dade County is going to be ground zero for the Orange Man's deportation program. Now, if you didn't know, Miami-Dade County has a 70% Hispanic population. This fact helped the Orange Man win the county by 11 percentage points. It's like the first time a Republican has won Miami-Dade County since 1988. Now, it makes sense for this program to start in Miami-Dade County because honestly, Miami-Dade probably has the most deportation cases that are open in the whole country. And truth be told, Miami has a large concentration of immigrants. That's just a fact. Immigrants that are documented and undocumented. And chances are, if you live in Miami, you probably know someone who's undocumented. It's just unavoidable. But just to be clear, this whole program is not just going to target people that are undocumented. It also is going to target people that are on DACA. It's going to target people with temporary protected status. It's going to target people seeking asylum. And keep in mind, those people aren't illegal, but for the simple fact that those programs that they're trying to use will be taken away or expired. And with those programs being taken away or expired, now you are technically undocumented. Now it's estimated that there are approximately 1.1 million people who are living in the state of Florida undocumented. That's about 5% of the population of the entire state. And so you already have economists talking about how this is going to negatively impact the economy of the state of Florida. And if you remember a year or two ago, the governor here implemented something on a smaller scale with a law that he implemented that caused a lot of the immigrant community to leave the state, which caused a shortage of labor, and we have more jobs available than actual people to work those jobs here. And when this program is implemented, that's only going to exacerbate the situation. And it also mentions how in this article that there were certain exceptions as far as like when you could like do quote unquote raids, as far as like schools were protected, hospitals, places of worship, etc. When this program is implemented, all those exceptions for safe spaces are going to be eliminated. So meaning your child could be, in the middle of a math lesson, and all of a sudden you got ICE at the elementary school doors coming to take them away. So, and don't think this is just going to affect a certain group of immigrants. It's going to affect everyone, whether you are Haitian, whether you're Venezuelan, whether you're Nicaraguan, whether you're Cuban, it doesn't matter. Like if you're here undocumented or you're here trying to go through the proper channels and you haven't been able to achieve a certain status yet, it's going to affect you. And it's going to have a greater impact on the economy because, again, you're eliminating a large percentage of the workforce. And like I said, we're at a point now where we have more jobs than people to work them. And if you think that a certain group of people are going to get out here and work these jobs that these immigrants are working, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. Like I say, man, it is what it is. It's what it's what people voted for. It's what people decided that they wanted. So
I, as a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump. Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I just saw a TikTok about a woman that was crying. She was a Latina for Trump, and she's like, crying because of, his policies that are going into place now. And one of the comments said, "Can you say adios?"
Hialeah, Miami, mi gente latina, what's up?
The orange man is not trying to lower any grocery prices right now, but you know what he is doing? Getting the Mexicans up out of there. Surely is. Picking them one by one before they enter the school. He's not wasting no time. Did y'all think he was bluffing? Did you think that if you actually fucked around, you wouldn't find out? That's wild. Now, there are some people who decided to leave on their own. I commend them. It's better than being uprooted forcefully. People coming in and destroying what you've built. I get that. Some people are like, oh, I've been here 16 years. I've been here. I built a family. I bought land. Trump don't care about none of that. He like, you been here 16 to 17, you out. That's one too many in his eyes. And I don't even want to be that person who be like, I told you. But like I told you, we tried to tell y'all. This morning I went to McDonald's. I said, hey, where is so-and-so? The lady said, yeah, she gone. I said, no. She said, yeah. I said, damn.